Discount Bourbon Review!
All right, guys, we got an exciting one this week. A little branch away from the namesake, we are going to be reviewing a wheat whiskey. Bernhiem Original Kentucky Straight Wheat Whiskey. So, instead of some of the things we've been reviewing on this channel, which are primarily corn products, this is going to have wheat as the primary ingredient. I'm really looking forward to it. I really like the Weller Special Reserve. It is my absolute favorite whiskey, and it's a wheated whiskey. So if you like Weller, you're going to love this Bernhiem. Or at least that's what we're hoping, right?
At least that is what we are hoping. I haven't personally tried it yet, so I've got nothing but high expectations. I've heard good things about it online. I've heard Josh say good things about it. Of course, we know that I am a wheated guy as well. I like my things a little bit more wheated than not.
Of course, I just broke into it recently. I had just enough to break the neck. We love doing fresh cracks for you guys, but at the same time, sometimes it's good to let them breathe a little bit.
You know, he's
got a very subtle nose.
He has a
It's
very,
sweet.
very subtle nose.
But if you guys watch the live streams, we just finished up VOB 86 here, which is a very high corn percentage. So to switch from this 75% corn to this 51% wheat, we're experiencing quite some change.
No, it's a big change.
And for being grain, water, thyme, I mean, it's crazy.
I get a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of allspice, but I really have to go digging down deep for it. I mean, he's very much hiding from you.
Yeah, he's really unoffensive in any way. He's got a very subtle nose with some very young caramels. Like, you just let the sugar melt in a pan, and it's that aroma that's filling your house. There's a little bit of grain, but it's not like your dad's brewing a beer in the garage. You know what I mean? It's just, smells like a bread basket. Just kind of smells like the loaf of bread hanging out on the counter.
But if you're standing 3 rooms away.
It's like the Wonder Bread factory, but next door.
I'm trying really hard to smell that bread. I can smell it, but I'm trying very hard to smell it.
You're in line at the DMV right next to a bakery, and you're like trying to do, all you want to do is smell that bread. You know, Dylan, I've ever told you, I'm part of the LGBT community, the Let's Get This Bread community.
I think that is somewhat of an offensive joke. Ooh. His flavor is very good. He's very subtle, though, just across the board.
Yeah, he is. I mean, it just goes down quick and easy. You don't even really recognize that he's there in your mouth. And he just blooms in this wonderful expression of sweet, young caramel. He smells kind of just like he tastes.
I do get a little bit of caramel on that palate. I wasn't able to find them in the nose.
Some vanillas, for sure. Maybe even when I'm really, really looking down, there's just a little bit of that, like, orange zest, kind of citrusy, just little bits heading up.
See, I'm getting just a little tiny bit of that allspice when I'm getting really down deep in there.
Yeah, kind of cinnamony.
A little bit.
Baking spice, for sure.
Almost.
To take it to a vaguer word.
It's
fire.
Fire's a word, but I don't know if I would use it.
You don't think that it's fire? You don't think it's good?
It's a good smell. It is a very good smell, and it's a good palate. But you really have to go searching to find anything of note. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing up front about him where he's like, hey, vanilla, hey, oak.
And I mean, he's 7 years old, so he's had some time to be hanging out. They say small batch on here, but they don't give you an exact cue as to how many blend up into a small batch.
Yeah.
You'd hope that it'd be like 20, 30 barrels, but at the same time, I mean, it could be hundreds, could be thousands.
It's just kind of a vague term.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, and I'm not going to lie. Mixed up, he kind of gives me a little bit of a sour taste on that Sprite that I'm not a very big fan of.
I agree. He does kind of introduce an astringent quality when you mix him up like that.
Yeah.
Just coming off the VOB, it really brought the VOB down. It made the VOB sweeter.
Yeah.
But in this case, I think it made the Sprite a little stiffer.
Yeah.
So, surprisingly enough, for being only $20, I think I'm going to give him a straight designation. And that's kind of shocking to me.
It's a little weird because typically we'll give a straight designation to something
A little bit higher
a little bit
shelf.
higher pedigree, like that Antique
Yeah.
107. We're
Things
not
like
gonna
that.
mix him, but I don't. He's getting a straight designation just because I don't want to mix him with something. A lot of the stuff I'm very...
Not that I don't think you should, it's that I don't really want to
Yeah,
right now.
I like a lot of the stuff that we've tried. I'm very interested in going home and trying with my sweet tea.
Yes.
'Cause we know we try the Sprite here, but personally at home, I like my whiskey with my sweet tea.
We like to keep a constant for you guys.
Yeah.
You know? And we decided on Sprite. Because
Yep.
if it's good enough for Elmer T. Lee, well, by God, it's good enough for
Good
me.
enough for me. That's the
Good
way it
enough for
goes. But I don't want to take any of him home and go try him with my sweet tea.
Wow.
I might maybe a little bit of ice, but
Wow. Not
that's
even
really it.
not even take a little shot to go in a little plastic baggie like a little goldfish.
If I did that, it would still just go in a Glencairn like this. Maybe just a little ice cube, and that's it.
Let me know in the comments if you think putting a shot in a Ziploc bag and sealing it up would break sealed container laws. I don't think it would. I think that's terrible advice. Don't follow it. But let me know if you think it might.
I think if it's in the trunk,
Well, because it's sealed, right? You could, is that open container?
that doesn't count as like.
Is that open
sealed,
container?
sealed.
But it
Do
is.
we have anything sealed here?
I
Like
mean-
the Weller up here.
That's what I'm
he's
saying. I
sealed.
agree.
That's
Arguing
sealed.
that's a factory seal. But, like the other day, we stopped and got some dinner, and we took a wine to go. They put it in a little bag, and they had a little adhesive strip.
Where
so
was
once
it?
you, that's irrelevant.
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 Okay, but to bring it back, how did you feel about the nose on him? What would you give him? Because I'm curious.
I don't think he had a particularly great nose. I think it was just an average nose. It was not offensive. It wasn't bad. I didn't take any negative points into it. So, I mean, we're starting at a 5 here. We're always starting at just an average whiskey. But I don't think there's really anything that makes me want to tick up either. Nothing makes me want to tick down. Nothing makes me want to tick up. So I think he's just going to stay there at a 5. Just an average smell. Something that you like to sniff, but
I don't think there's
you
anything
don't love
wrong.
to sniff.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that in any way. I'm gonna take it down a peg, because typically there's a lot of whiskeys out there that you have to find things in, and that's sometimes a very exciting thing for me. But usually there's something up front that you get hit with that's
Yeah.
really nice and pleasant, and Bernhiem here is just missing that for me, and it makes me feel like I'm working real hard for that smell, that just to find something, and I'm not getting anything for it. So I'm going to take it down just a peg. It's not a bad smell, but...
Well, that's all right. I mean, are you going to compact it with the flavor? Because I think for flavor, for me, I like them wheated, I like them sweet, and I think that it's a real good and easy sipper to start the evening off with, but I don't think that it's anything too complex to challenge your palate.
I can agree with that. I mean, flavor-wise, honestly, I think I'd take it up a notch. I think I'd take it to 6.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the flavor out of it.
Yeah.
He has a straight sipper for me, but just a little bit above average on flavor. How much was he again?
$20.
$20. $7.50, right?
$7.50, $20.
$20
That's
for
right.
a $7.50. That typically sits around that 8
that 8,
mark
9.
for me.
You
Yeah.
can't really beat it.
That's a really good one, at least to just try if you see it.
So it's going to price weight it for me for sure, but it's going to probably be a price weighted overall 7 with a 6 on flavor, a 9 on cost, and a price weighted 7
I can
for
agree.
my overall score. Bernhiem wheated, if you disagree with this, maybe it's just a bad bottle we got, maybe it's not fresh enough, send us something out. Let us know in the comments if you liked it, if you didn't like it, and if you think we're just bumbling idiots, please feel free to let us know. Our egos can take it.